Last week we talked about epistemology, of the nature of things. Epistemology is the theory of knowledge. And science essentially means knowledge, science. And in order to look at what science is, we look at, and we consider, for example, when we say science, we are always thinking of the scientific process, which begins with understanding why is this phenomena happening. For example, why did the riots in London happen? Why in Paris? Why in Los Angeles? Why is Bercy rally approaching as such? Why did 13 May happen? Now, we can either approach it through the very fundamental emotional point of view, or we can approach it from the point of view of a scientist, social scientist, through the process of scientific investigation. For example, look at the phenomena, and then we pose, the next one is what is it that we put? The next step in the scientific process is what? And then we have science adequacy, I'm sorry. What's the second step after we observe, try to figure out what's happening? Before we make an inference, hypothesize something, ask a question, frame it into a question. Now, this is a very essentially a question that a child can ask. Why am I getting only 10 cents? Okay, so that's it. Why can't I play fireworks? When I was growing up in Johor, I used to play like Korean blue. So like C4, and it sounds like it. But after that, even the highest level of graduate work, essentially the question becomes like the inquiry theme, the driving question, the scientific questions, and then after that, what do we do? After we put that in the scientific question, what do we do to find out the answer? Test it before testing it, what do we collect? Data collection. Once we frame it, then we want to prove whether this is right or wrong. We collect data, and then what do we do with the data? Analyze data. Data analysis stage. After that, we test it or then make conclusions, and finally to make recommendations for further studies. But this is only one way to look at it. But this is the scientific process, right? From understanding phenomena to putting things in hypothesis, and also gathering data, and then testing, and also verify, falsify, and finally to conclude. That is a very basic, again, society. If we can look at phenomena based on this process, then I think it's going to be a better way of looking at issues and problems, whether it's social problems or other scientific and technological problems. Yes, sure. We also need to consider, in science, looking at science, applications, techniques, technology. Science is the ability for one to find out, acquire knowledge, what knowledge is, but it is the application of it that makes the world what it is now. Techniques. And this has been studied philosophically for many decades. We are human beings, but in order for us, before everything becomes so technological, we live like in the, that's the sound of the industry, it's like the Pink Floyd's, it's okay, it's a white noise, a background of what technology is. Human beings are not satisfied with the power that's given like a caveman or Neanderthal man. So in order for us to imitate the act of walking, what does human being create? We don't want to walk. We want to walk from here to the north wing, but we don't want to walk. We imitate. What do we create?
A bicycle.
Right, bicycle. What does a bicycle do?
Motion.
Motion. What is it? What is the technology that creates the motion?
Wheels, gears.
There you go. Wheels. Man cannot walk. Don't want to walk alone, so create wheels. We want to throw, let's say David and Goliath in those Christian belief. David wanted to kill Goliath. What did he do? He created a sling. Man wanted to create more people in another continent, but wanted to kill more people in another continent. Wanted to recreate that act of violence. What do we create? Intercontinental ballistic missiles and trajectories. We cannot see things from far, and therefore we create something called, what do you have in the living room? What do you have when you go home? You just tired. I just want to see television, right? Television, far vision means you see. You see everything from far, but everything is produced from outside sources. You know, TV3, TV8, we have television, 700 channels, that's what we see. But we cannot see things that happen from far, so we create television. So we want to see things from far in the universe, so we create telescope. We want to imitate the way we understand our brain. What do we use? What do we create? We want to find out, how does the brain work? How does all these things connect with each other? Computer. The neural networks. That is imitates the functions of the brain, and that's why the brain controls of that. So we are a human being that has extensions all over, because we are, we want to explore, we create, and it is through science that people create all these things. So we become a very surrealistic being. We are real but not real. Everything is all extended. And this is what is being studied in the philosophy of technology, that human beings are an extension of man. We want to go to war, we create armor that makes us look like crustacean, like udang gala, the Portuguese man of the man of war. So we look at animals and think, wow, these guys are fighting and they have the shields, so let us create shields. Let us create guns and weapons that can kill people from far, so that we don't have to go and, like Alexandra, use the guns and charge people. So war becomes something that is so surrealistic, because we don't have to see the white of the enemy's eyes. We can just the first war that happened, the first war that was televised, the first World War that was televised was the attack on Iraq. So the first time it was televised live. But again, the functions of technology, right, Cheryl?